talking about. And by the way, I was able to beat him in one of the 2v2s yesterday. Anyway, so, ladies and gentlemen, mesdames et messieurs, señoras y señoras, might this actually be the last game here tonight? Or will we have another game? Will we have even a third game? A fourth game? Or even a final fifth game? Because Beastie, who is playing here in tonight's Compedo Cup Finals against Cubers, is already up 2-0. And with being up 2-0, he's not in too bad of a position to win this tournament, because he just needs to win 1 out of 3 games. And it looked very, very good for him in the first game, in the second game as well. I am not agreeing with the decision making here of Cuba, either in the first nor in the second game, so maybe he will be able to show us some nice Zergy play here on Zellniger Caverns. And on Zellniger Caverns I casted quite a lot of nice ZVTs, even 2 games Cuba against Beastie already. But since last time I casted a game of Beastie's build orders, Beastie's decision making was quite different. Back then he was still relying on this super fast expand, or just 1-1-1 into Blue Flame into expand. But nowadays with this build order to go for the double Rex opening, then follow it up with some Blue Flames and just transition into Thor play, he's looking more and more solid and more confident, and not so fragile against Zerg anymore. Now he's checking, is there any expansions? No, he is not. And Cuba, who's spawning here as the green Zerg in the top right, decides to go for some Zerglings and a green and the metabolic boosted Zergling speed upgrade before he's going for an expansion here at the 12 o'clock natural expansion. On the other hand, Beastie opening with a double barracks once again. Is he sending out some SCVs to the front? He's got this one SCV there. Maybe he will start a bunker in that location somewhere. And what about those Zerglings? Here they are. 2 Zerglings moving out to the bottom. 2 Zerglings still here at the top, waiting. But those Zerglings will spot the double barracks opening here by Beastie. And the good thing about the double barracks opening is it is quite an efficient, effective build as well. I mean, of course, you do not get any Vespene geysers, but it's not like the Zerg player can go for a DT rush or just Banshee Heresy. The only cloaked units he can get is some Burrowed Roaches. And even though I think Burrowed Roaches is still an underused thing in TVZ for the Zerg player, the Terran player in ZVT at the beginning simply does not need any gas, and he can be quite safe with those 2 barracks. He can easily wall off some natural expansions later on with his Terran ability to lift up buildings, and he can go for an expansion quite fast, and this is actually what he's doing. Now he's moving out with a Marines. Cuba spotted it, and will he go for a run around, maybe trying to get in the base? No, at the moment not just yet. And by the way, there's no bunker rush coming up because I'm not sure if I can agree with this at all. I mean, so Cuba went for the lair once again on 1 base, went for the Spire once again. Is he now moving out with his drone to go for a hatchery at his natural expansion? Yes, he is. And I mean, the only thing about this is he knows, okay, Beastie, because of this double barracks opening, won't have the stim in time. But if I would be the Zerg player, I would not go for fast lair mutas. I could imagine him and imagine myself going for just a super fast lair, Baneling's Nest with a super fast centrifugal hooks, because I would know the centrifugal hooks would be finished much sooner then the Terran player can get his stim pack up and running, so, and then just bust my way to victory with shit tons of Zerglings and Banelings. But this 1 base muted Baneling Nest into expand build, maybe it's some sort of new build where I do not see the power in it, but I mean, he's just going for the exact same build like he did on the scrap station, and he just get destroyed. On the other hand, here on Xel'Naga Caverns, it is much easier to go for the second expansion on the low ground or even here on the gold. And it's not that easy to get dropped. I mean, of course you can get dropped, but it's not that easy as on Scrap Station, for example. But still, this decision making here, I mean, is he so afraid of this double barracks opening? Or what is his reason why he went for this one base Spire play once again, then decides to expand anyway? I mean, good job, by the way, getting rid of the destructive rocks. Another reason why he did this might be that actually I forgot the reason. I just had it in my mind, but now it's gone. I'm sorry. I mean, on the other hand, we have to cut Cuba some slack. He's a very, very good player. He's an accomplished player. He's on a good team. He's got good mates in his team to train with. He knows how to measure, and I mean, he's in the finals. And it looks like this is not the first time he's doing the build, because this build looks absolutely similar to the build he did on Scrap Station just one game ago. So I am really maybe there must be a reason for this build. I cannot see him just, let's go one base Spire and see what happens. Maybe this is some sort of super fast opening where you're safe against Cloaked Banshees, Blue Flame Hellions, Mars Marine opening and stuff like this. So Mutus is still flying around. Beastie just spotted the hatchery here at the gold. And what does Beastie do when he spots hatcheries and bases which are not the natural and the main base? He is moving out. He got 4 Blue Flame Hellions here. He got actually quite a lot of Marines. Let's take a look at the unit counting station. It is 29 Marines, and 29 Marines will be able to deal quite some damage here. But the centrifugal hooks for the Banelings is finished. Nice job to take care of all of those Hellions, not losing too many forces, and now the Banelings moving in, taking out quite a lot of Marines. What about those Banelings? Not just yet finished. He needs to move in with the Zerglings. The Zerglings buying himself some time, and those Zerglings by Cuba just were buying him one more second, and this one more second was all he needed. 2 Banelings taking out like 15 Marines at once, and he secured his hatchery. So not too bad of a player after all. Beastie, what did he do? He finished with another command center, and he must not be feeling too great about it. What does he have? The typical 3 factories? No, actually he decided to stay a little bit more on the barracks side instead of the mech side. So only 1 barracks, 1 factory finished with a tech lab. Now the second just finished, but no add-on just yet on it. And we see him taking out the destructible rocks slightly too fast here, not fast enough. Because yes, the command center is just waiting and hovering above the rocks. Rocks still having 1k HP. Meanwhile, Cuba is able to get a hatchery done here at the low ground. And I mean, just imagine this. If Cuba will be able to win this game, just assuming it will because of those 2 Banelings taking out the 15 Marines here, or the 4 Zerglings buying those 2 Banelings enough time. It will be exactly that reason why he would win the game, if he wins the game here. Just saying. So, now the rocks are gone, Planetary Fortress coming up for Beastie. He's got 1 siege tank here, he's got 2 more siege tanks in production, another siege tank just rolling down the ramp here. And he's getting an armory, he's getting more SCVs, supply depots, and he can produce 7 Marines at once. And take a look at all those barracks. It's just 7 barracks, and only 1 barracks does have a tech lab. And looks like he does simply not want to invest the gas to go for more reactors. He just wants to have saves the gas for all the siege tanks he's going to build. And now he's going for the pure mech power. After this armory is finished, going for where are those? Here they are. I'm not so sure about the decision making with the placement of the factories, but let's talk about Banelings rolling in, and the Banelings not doing too much damage. I mean, he took out quite a lot of siege tank there, but the main focus of the Banelings and the Marines still survived, and now we should even see a scan here to take out a couple of creep tumors, more Zerglings en route, but still there were so many roaches by Cuba. He's got more than 30 roaches, and of course if you have so many roaches you can deal with those Marines quite easily, especially considering that those Marines jamming twice. They die pretty fast. Cuba now going for 26 more Banelings. This is quite a lot, but it does not have a single upgrade here running. So with a single upgrade he should be in a slightly better position. So let's take a look. If he's not even going for an evolution chamber, but he's got this hatchery finished, not taking care of the destructible rocks, and now this army is really huge. What about Beastie? He has no idea about these forces. Let's just wait, they should appear pretty soon, and here they come. Beastie rearranging his forces, and he does not have enough units, I think. It's just 2 siege tanks and a couple of Marines. Now this factory going down, more Zerglings coming in, more roaches moving in, more Banelings, and this is most important, rolling in, now trying to follow all those Marines. And what are the roaches doing? Still following those Marines? Still following the siege tanks here? Yes, they do. I thought he would go for the planetary fortress. This barracks going down as well. And just imagine all those Banelings just rolling in here to the mineral line of the gold, trying to do as much damage there as possible, but instead he desperately tried to follow all those stimp Marines with the Banelings, so he has to pull back, he has to remacro up forces once again, now going for 17 more roaches, and I mean, it is just only 2 siege tanks and a couple of Marines. BC is currently having on the field. Cuba still in favor in terms of supply, but he's now just giving up, GGing out of the game. He's not even saturating this base. Yeah, I'm speechless. What? He was about to win this game. I am a little bit speechless here, and this is just pathetic. What the fuck? I mean, seriously. So many roaches, so many more bases. The Banelings rolling in over here instead of just taking out all the SCVs and even the planetary fortress. And I mean, still was not out of the game, just macro up a bunch of, I mean, look at his income. He's got quite a lot of minerals and gas left, and him just getting more Banelings, he would easily be able to get 20 more Banelings right away. And 20 Banelings is all you need to deal with a planetary fortress, and then he's got 29 roaches in the mix there as well, so I have no freaking idea what his game plan there was. But anyway, congratulations Beastie. Maybe his gameplay was so fierce and so brutal that he just scared Cuba out of the finals. Congratulations to Silence Power Supply Units, congratulations to 50 euros. And not only he was able to just win the Computer Cup the first time, he was also able to just dethrone Alfie, who was 2 times in a row winning the Computer Cup. So yeah, congratulations to Beastie. And no comment on Cuba. I do not agree. I do not like what he was doing there. And I was speaking quite highly of him, but I'm not sure if I will do so, continue to do so in the future. Maybe he was just ill. Maybe he wants to go for the to bed because it is 1 a.m. here in Poland and Germany, Central European time. So maybe there must be a reason for this.